That's a great question. As I was saying before, backups are kind of the last line of defense against ransomware. If the ransomware is broken through all your other defenses, then you do need to restore from backup. Simply having a backup is going to save you 9 times out of 10. What we're talking about now is that last 1 time out of 10 where the ransomware is able to break into the backup storage and affect your backups, or delete the data files or encrypt them, render them useless in some way. The short answer to that is Comet's just a backup software. We need to store data there, and it's not a replacement for those other layers. For argument's sake, let's say your backups are configured to store data on an external hard drive. And if ransomware comes through on that computer and it's got admin credentials, it can pretend to be Comet. It can attach a debugger to Comet's brain and extract the NAS password and do everything Comet does, including deleting files. So Comet will definitely throw a warning when it goes and looks there next, but we're just responsible for making those backups, and actually stopping that ransomware from affecting those files is somewhat of an operational concern, but Comet does play nicely with these operational concerns. To defend against this kind of attack, you need one more layer, and that is a security boundary that neither Comet nor ransomware acting as Comet can bypass. And as a storage vendor, if you take a disk snapshot using, LVM, ZFS, ButterFS, VSS, we all know that malware can delete a VSS snapshot. It can delete a VSS snapshot on your PC, but if that VSS snapshot is on the far end of a storage API, if there's a S3 compatible or an SFTP service that's using VSS, at the far end, then no, ransomware can't attack through that barrier. So as a service provider, if you're selling storage space on your hard drives, you can use disk snapshotting at your end to provide this sort of security layer for the customer. And similarly with cloud storage providers, we've worked quite closely with Wasabi recently with their S3 compatible bucket versioning feature. And it's possible with the right settings, you can have Comet have access to this cloud storage bucket, and it can add files and delete files and, do its normal backup thing. But then even if ransomware steals the cloud access keys that Comet is using, you'd still have this bucket versioning feature that can go and undelete at the storage platform level for 30 days or however it's configured. So to answer your question, just another layer. None of these layers can stop ransomware individually, but the more layers you have, strategically, you're much more likely to be able to recover from a compromise.